Uh, hey guys, Steven here. Today I'll be filming the Colorado video. Plus it's actually, no, it's not fixed me. Wake up. Everyone's still asleep. My alarm went off at 6:45 this morning. So today's gonna be Colorado videos, all three of them. Let's start. Also, it's really kind of cold out here. Reminds me of a time in Colorado, because it was really cold. Alright, so the story obviously began here. I was patiently waiting for my grandpa to arrive in his sexy old Mustang Bullitt, named after Steve Bullitt. I think that's his name. They originally got the name for the bullets from them, and it's spelled the same way. Plus his is Highland dark green, like, that's the only color you'll find on Mustang Bullets. Okay, so, anyways, he arrived without me knowing, but he rang the doorbell. And by then, it's actually time to start driving. We got all my stuff loaded in the back of the car, both the trunk and the back seat, since there was only two of us. Then I locked the house, said goodbye to Spot, and we started this journey. We continued our driving, just enjoying it, and drove for pretty much the whole day. Then we arrived at Texas and ate at the Big Texan, home of the 72-ounce steak you have to finish in an hour. I didn't get the steak, but I got myself a burger with some water and fries. Then we got back into the car, and my grandpa started looking around for motels to stay at, but we didn't stay at the one next to the Big Texan. The motel we were actually staying at was actually further down. So we started going over there, and on the way, this cop pulls us over, and my grandpa's like, "Son of a..." So we get pulled over, and the cop tells us that a light in the back is out, and he actually said that a lot of Mustangs are caught for speeding, and we weren't speeding. Plus we were in the Mustang Bullitt, so yeah. He was pretty nice. Then, and our motel was in Tucumcari, New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico. And on the way I fell asleep because I was like so tired since we were driving this whole day. So I fell asleep in the car for a good 10 minutes, then woke right up as soon as we hit the exit. It was awesome. And we got to our motel and got a room. Just retired for the night. The next day we got breakfast at the motel. Started driving again. And for a little bit I drove. And my grandpa told me to start the car on a hill. We actually pulled over again and tried to start the car on the hill, but I kept stalling. I don't think the clutch is really good for hills. Like, my dad has an Acura parked out front, and it has a bad clutch. But I don't have a problem with that, with stalling in my dad's Dodge truck, which I'm surprised. Then we switched drivers again, made it to Shaman, New Mexico, where we were staying. Booked ourselves a campsite, set up our tent with the help of this nice man. Then, the next day, it was the train day. So we went to the depot, we got ourselves a nice, good old second-class train car. Well, there were other people in it. Fake up. Anyways, we got ourselves a seat. And like I said, I filmed some of this. Trust me, the food was great that day. On our way back, it started raining, so everyone had the window down. So I had to, and I was actually standing up, like at the end of the train car, just minding my own business, and it started snowing, or raining at the same time. Then I put the window back up. Then we got to where the charter bus was. So we got all our stuff off and got onto the bus and headed back to the camp. Well, to the depot first. Then we got back into the Bullet and went back to camp. And we talked to our neighbors at the campsite for a little bit. And it was freezing that night too. Then we kind of went driving around to find somewhere to eat, but we didn't, so we just ate 2 apples. Then went back to the camp, prepared for bed, woke up the next day, and headed for Durango, Colorado. It was another traveling day. Plus, it meant the trip was coming to an end. Which kind of made me sad. I actually wish I could still be there. It wasn't that bad. The food wasn't that bad. It was really good. Plus, I loved it. It was a great camping trip. I think we'll get to go back next year too. Now back to the story. We got to our camp, set up our little 2-person tent, which you'll get to see in one of the other videos today. Then we just did whatever we wanted. I took a walk around the camp for a little bit. I didn't film that though. Hey, punk. Funky. Then after a while we went to bed. The next day it was raining too for a little bit of time. We actually rode the train while we were going there. It was like so cold because we were in one of the open cars. So yeah, it was even colder than it is right now. Oh, I'm just hoping it'll warm up today. Then on the way back, we were actually in a cozy car. It was so warm. And that's when I filmed the video of us passing the camp. You'll get to see our tent. Like, you'll actually see my finger try to point to it. So yeah, you'll get to see it. It's a lonely one. And it's right next to a Dodge truck with one of those little portable campers on it. So you'll probably get to see it. Then after a while, we went back to the camp, went to bed, And also, at that morning, we actually ate at a good restaurant for breakfast. It was the best. Then the next day after we cleaned camp up, we went back to that restaurant, and the guy actually recognized us, and he was like, y'all guys are back. Then we got our food, same thing I had last time. Then we hit the road again, and actually went to Four Corners Monument, where New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and Arizona stand. Then we drove. We passed the Big Texan again in the hotel we stayed at the first night. And we went to Waffle House for a late dinner. Yeah, it was like 11 something. Alright, I'm gonna try to get a little bit faster because I can't film over 15 minutes. Alright, so we started looking for some motels and hotels. We found one, but there was only one room left, and it was a smoking room. So we just decided to find another hotel, and it was like so far away, like I could actually feel my feet getting uncomfortable. Then we hit the exit again. I wasn't asleep this time. And we started looking around for the motel. And at the same time, the GPS was trying to get us back onto the highway. And my grandpa was getting mad and yelled, "Come on, go to sleep." And he thought he turned it off. But he actually said it right next to me on the passenger seat. And at the same time we were looking for a motel, the GPS was like, "Turn right at the traffic light." And my grandpa yelled, "Is that still talking?" Then I laughed. We eventually found the motel at night. Now I'm going around punk. I can't trust him. So we stayed at the motel for the night. Shut up. And when we got to the motel, it was already midnight. It was July 3rd, Reno's birthday. So yeah, that was Reno was actually mentioned a lot. Punk. Then the next day, we came back home. And I've been staying put home. Stayed put ever since then. I haven't even left the house for another vacation yet. But don't worry. Other 2 videos tonight. Reno part 4 and 5 coming soon. Alright, subscribe, thumbs up. Talk to you all later.